What's good with YouTube? It's your boy man Micah, and I'm back at it again for day 20. Woo! 20 days straight. 70 more days to go. I'm pumped up. I'm ready for it. Are you guys ready for it? Like I said, we're making leaps and bounds, guys. We're getting to where we want to be. We're striving for better. We're gaining subscribers, we're getting likes, we're getting views. We're going down the path that we want to go down. And today I just want to talk to you guys about going down a path that you don't want to go down. And that leads me into today's topic. And today's topic is going to be the definition of insanity. Yeah, we talk about some pretty heavy topics on here, guys. Don't ever expect to click on one of my videos and to not feel a little bit. Maybe on one of my mukbangs, or in the future, I kind of want to start a gaming channel. I think I have pretty funny commentary when it comes to gaming because I get a little frustrated with my games. I love playing like single player RPG games and stuff like that. And those are some of my favorite games to watch on YouTube. So I know there's a community out there for it, and I just gotta get the equipment to do so. But once I do, I'm gonna be posting those on here too. I don't know if on here, maybe I should start a different channel. But I mean, I'm working on building this channel, so I don't want to try to make a breakaway channel just yet. So it's all gonna be in the making, But it's currently 3:30 in the morning right now. I can't sleep, so I just figured I might as well make a video for tomorrow, or for today actually, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna edit it in the morning, probably post it so it'll be up by like 2 or something like that. But yeah, guys, insanity. What does insanity mean to you? To me, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. And insanity to some people has to deal with their mental health, or it has to deal with, non-real things. Like some people are genuinely insane. Like, they talk to themselves or to trees, or I don't know, and they might just be like doped out. But yeah, there genuinely are people who are insane mentally. But today we're talking about being insane socially, or physically, or emotionally. We're talking about more real world applications to insanity, because there's a lot of people who have, apathetic or insane, or I can't think of the other word, but a lot of people have these very negative qualities about themselves, these things that bring them down, these things that push people away from them, these things that are just causing them to stay in a constant loop. And I talk about that a lot. I talk about getting out of the loop a lot. I talk about starting right now and stop worrying about the past. So today we're going to talk about how to get out of that loop of insanity, how to stop doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result out of the situation, because there is no different result. You need to accept things for what they are. You need to allow things to be, you need to be patient. You need to let go. And I'll share a real world scenario with you guys at the end of the video. But right now I just kind of want to get into the few things that I have that can, identify insanity within you. Because identification, awareness, acknowledgement, that's the first step. If you're able to identify what it is that is making you insane, or making you feel insane, or making you go insane, then you're able to step by step deal with that issue. But if you can't even identify what's going wrong with you or what's going on in your head, then you have a lot more work cut out for you than you think that you do. Because people who aren't willing to acknowledge what they do or how they affect other people, those people are psychopaths. Those people hold nothing but apathy in their hearts and anger and hatred. And those people enjoy being insane. You might as well be the Joker at that point, because you're just laughing at everybody else that you topple over, every person that you bring down, every person whose feelings you hurt, and you just don't care. And you try to tell yourself that you're a good person when you're really not. But, the first thing that we can do to identify insanity within ourselves is to identify the repetitive actions that we're doing with no purpose. I know some people who check the locks in their house 18 times, knowing that the first 1 through 5 times that they checked, the doors were still locked. But they still check those additional 13 times because there's things that have happened to them in the past that make them feel unsafe. But when you're home, you should feel safe. Whether that means you have to get protection, whether that means you have to learn a martial art, whether that means you need to go to the gym to feel stronger, to feel more secure within yourself. No place should be more safe than your home. You should feel safe and secure at the place that you lay your head at every single night. And if something or someone makes you feel unsafe in your own home, remove them. And if you're that person that makes someone feel unsafe or unsecure in their own homes, you need to remove yourself, and you need to fix some things about yourself, because you don't have to sleep there every night. You don't have to deal with the thoughts of somebody hurting you or you not being protected or comfortable within the space that you live in. A lot of people are out here buying the same coffee every single day, hoping that it's going to give them a different type of energy than it gave them yesterday. Or, they're doing the same light, measly workout routine that hasn't helped them gain more than 5 pounds. And they've been to the gym for 6 months and they can only lift 10 more pounds than when they started. Yes, it has a purpose, but does it really at the end of the day? You're not even really doing anything. You don't even know if that strength that you got was from the gym or from the food that you ate earlier today. Because you're not working towards being better. You're not working towards stopping those repetitive actions that have no purpose, that have no meaning. There's no positive outcome that can come from this. So why are you still doing it? Why are you still staying in this cycle of, I can change the outcome. I can change the outcome. I can change the outcome. No, you can't. You have no power or control over that. And then the sooner you learn to accept that, the sooner that you'll realize that maybe you're not as insane as you think you are. Maybe you're just insane because you keep trying to control things that are uncontrollable. You keep trying to do things that are impossible in the moment. You keep setting goals that are too high for yourself, that are unachievable, that are not tangible. You keep doing things on a repetitive cycle, causing yourself to go insane, causing yourself to feel lost, to feel misery, because you think that if you tweak your verbiage a little bit, or if you change it up a little bit, I'm gonna get to work early today because I woke up at 6:50 instead of 6:55. No, you're not. Shoot. There's 2 of them. There's always 2. But just because you woke up 5 minutes earlier doesn't mean that your routine is any different. Wake up 15 minutes earlier. Wake up 30 minutes earlier so that you can be 30 minutes, 15 minutes earlier to work. What is being 5 more minutes earlier to work gonna do for you? That might end up just being traffic. Honestly, you don't know what the traffic's like this morning. You don't know if there's any accidents on the highway. So that extra 5 minutes that you think or you're trying to convince yourself is doing something is really not. But, let's not go too far on the repetitive actions, because I think that we all know the things that we do on repeat, expecting something different to happen out of it, and it just doesn't. The next thing that could be causing you to feel insane is extreme paranoia and anxiety. I feel that. I get extremely anxious in situations, and when I'm anxious, I can't function. I can't eat at all. Like, I'll try to eat, and it will literally, I'll have to spit it out because the anxiety in me, does not, I don't know, it won't allow my stomach to eat. It won't allow things to taste good in my mouth. And I'm honestly a very paranoid person too. My brother had came home for Thanksgiving, and we went out to a bar in our hometown. And the entire time while we were there, I just kept looking behind my back. I kept looking around the bar, and he was like, "Buddy, are you okay? Why do you keep looking around? Do you have ops or something?" And I was like, "No, I honestly don't. I mean, I see somebody over there that I don't like, but, I already tried to incite smoke with them and they didn't want it. So I don't have no ops. I just feel like I need to stay on my 10 toes at all times. I feel like there's somebody coming to attack me, or there's somebody gonna break. Anytime I hear a slight noise outside of my house, I feel like someone's coming to break in and rob me. And why do I feel that way? Why do I feel this extreme anxiety and paranoia within me all the time? And it's because I'm not secure within myself. Insecurity leads to insanity. If you are not secure within yourself or secure within your state of being in the current moment, it's gonna drive you insane. So if you don't feel like you can protect yourself in your home, then it's normal for you to feel paranoid when you hear something outside the house. Or if you don't feel secure within your relationship, it's normal for you to lash out in uncertain ways. But just because something's normal doesn't make it okay. There's a lot of societal norms out there that aren't okay. There's a lot of people out there who encourage people to do bad things or to be a bad person or to put out negative energy. And I'm not doing that on my channel. I'm not telling you that any of the bad habits that you have are okay. I'll tell you that it's normal. I'll tell you that it's okay to go slow on your journey, but I'm not telling you that it's okay to be stuck in that spot. I'm not telling you that it's okay to not eat when you're anxious. I'm not telling you it's okay to be constantly looking behind your back, waiting for somebody to get up on you. Because as much time as you're spending looking behind you, you're missing everything in front of you. And you're going to end up tripping yourself because you weren't watching where you were going. You were so worried about what's behind you, what you can't control, the inevitable, the what ifs. And this isn't a Marvel classic. This ain't no what ifs. So, we can't keep living our lives on what ifs and, what might happen. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. You planning for it isn't going to make it any better. When shit hits the fan, and it's stinky. It doesn't matter if you have a mask on. It doesn't matter if, you put on a raincoat so the shit didn't hit you right in the face. It still hits you, whether you had a protective coating or not, and it still stinks. So, just be prepared for it when it hits. And do your best that you can do to deal with the situation at the current time. But you need to deal with your present moment first. You need to deal with those thoughts in your head. You need to deal with the things that's causing you to feel anxious, the things that are causing you to feel paranoid. Like, why do I feel like I need to look behind my back? I've never been robbed before. I've never been beat up. I've never been jumped. I've never been shot at. Well, yes, I have, once as a kid, and maybe that's it. Maybe the trauma of me being shot at as a kid makes me feel like the inevitable can happen at any moment. But the realization of the situation is that the inevitable really could happen at any moment, and I would have zero control over it. So, me checking behind my back every 5 seconds or looking out for things isn't gonna change the fact that that guy has a minigun. So let's just sacrifice your control. That's all I can really say about that one. Sacrifice your control. Sacrifice, yourself. Be humble. Have humility within the things that you do, everything that you do. Humble yourself. Realize that you're a human just like everybody else is a human. And humans are unpredictable. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen, and you're gonna have to deal with it at the end of the day. Whether you like it or whether you don't, you're still gonna have to deal with it. And the last thing that can help you identify your personal insanity is stop engaging in self-destructive behaviors. Get out of that mindset. I was sitting in my bed 17 minutes ago, not hating my life necessarily, but just thinking, and I wasn't really thinking anything, nothing was going through my head. Like I told you guys earlier in the video, it gets pretty scary when there's nothing going on. Earlier I was sad, yesterday I was happy, and now in this current moment I feel nothing. It's so weird how quickly our emotions can shift and how twisted our thoughts can get in certain moments. But if you just allow yourself to indulge in the fruits of the lamb and what the world wants to feed you, which is anger, violence, hatred, selfishness, lust, victimization, the world will teach you how to be a pawn. The world will teach you how to be a puppet on its strings, as long as you keep feeding into that. As long as you keep feeding into your self-destructive behaviors. As long as you keep showing the world that you are moldable to their will. You're not moldable to your own will. You're moldable to what the world feeds you. You're gluttonous. You're prideful. You're sinful. You love to eat and eat and eat and eat on things that aren't serving you. Things that are going to make you feel bad in the future. Things that are going to make you regurgitate. You love to divulge on those things. You love to keep eating and keep being a fat slob. Why can't you stop yourself? You haven't had your fill yet? You haven't got smacked by enough reality yet? Shit hasn't hit the fan all the way? It will. I promise you it will. So all that stuff that you're doing is just making you feel worse about the situation. You're reposting all these things to try to get your ex back or something. Even if they're looking, they're still not hitting you up. So, like I said earlier, you're making a repetitive action that has no purpose. You're trying to get somebody's attention who's not looking. And like I said, even if they are looking, they're not acting on it. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't let them watch. And just make sure you put on a good show. Make sure you're not acting like an idiot. Make sure that you're showing growth. Make sure that you're being a better person. Because then they just might come back. They just might come around. They just might start thinking about you again. But if you're just gonna be that same jackass that you've always been, that you always were, and you're gonna keep doing these things, you're gonna keep toxically drinking, you're gonna keep lashing out of anger, you're gonna keep feeding into the world so that the world can feed back into you instead of feeding into yourself, so that you can reap the benefits of what you've sown. Whatever comes your way is your fault. I'm sorry. If you get your ass beat, if somebody cusses you out, if you lose your job, if the world trolls you, makes memes out of you, whatever, that is on you. You knew what you were doing. And I feel like that's the thing that frustrates people the most about me. I know what I'm doing when I'm doing it. And the fact that I regret some of the things that I do after the fact don't make up for the fact that I did it in the first place. And some of those things to some people are unforgivable. And where my insanity comes in is I try to change those situations with people where I have done something that I feel is unforgivable. But if I have deemed that it's unforgivable to me and I'm the one who did it, why would I expect anybody else to forgive me? Just because I want them to? Just because I'm lonely? Just because I feel like I need connection from someone? No. No one's giving you sympathy. No one's got hot sympathy. Ready to serve it up on a silver platter for you. You know, no one's coming with steaming apologies or, you know, getting on their knees and begging you for you to screw their life up again. You know, and a lot of people aren't even willing to take that risk. I feel like that's what's going on with me right now. You know, you guys already know I lost some pretty good friends to me. 2 people individually. It was a group of people that I had a falling out with, but there's only 2 people that I actually genuinely feel like I did wrong. And I was out of line. I was out of character. You know, I shouldn't have done that. I need to apologize. I need to reconcile for this situation. But if they don't want to forgive me, if they never want to allow me into their lives again, I need to learn how to deal with that. No matter how much I love those people, no matter how much I care about them, no matter what memories we share together, because all it's doing is causing me to be insane. I'm the one thinking about it constantly. You know, I can hear that person is watching my YouTube videos, or that they're checking up on me on TikTok or Facebook or whatever, but they're not reaching out to me. You know, it doesn't really bother them what's going on in my day-to-day or how I'm doing. So why do I keep trying to check on how they're doing, or trying to bother them in their day-to-day? Or I don't know, dude. And this is where the insanity comes in, and you're gonna hear it in the things that I'm saying, but I have accepted that I need to relinquish my control, and I've given my control to God. But what I continue to try to do is continue to show / prove to people that I am not and do not want to be the person that hurt them. And that wouldn't even be enough for me. So why do I feel like it should be enough for anybody else? You know, my ex hurt me bad. And I've seen growth within her, for sure. You know, she actually hit me up about my YouTube channel. You know, she wished me good. She told me she was praying for me and my family. All this good stuff. It honestly doesn't matter what she says, though. I will never want to be with that girl again. And I know that's how the girl that I'm stuck on feels about me. She probably thinks, you know, no matter how much growth he makes, no matter what I see from him, I'm still always gonna think, I may forgive, but I'm not gonna forget. I'm not gonna forget that he has the potential to be this person. And I shouldn't forget it either. I shouldn't forget that I have the potential to be that person. I shouldn't try to push down the things of yesterday that caused me to feel the way that I'm feeling in this current moment. I shouldn't forgive myself so easily for things that other people aren't able to forgive me for. You know, you have to learn to forgive yourself, yes, but don't give yourself too much grace. Don't allow yourself to take the easy road. You know, and it's so easy to take the easy road, and often we confuse ourselves from the easy road and the high road. You know, taking the high road is working on yourself, being better, not feeding into nonsense, not checking that person's social medias, not inciting violence, not being angry, genuinely being better, genuinely working on yourself, wishing good on people, putting out positive energy. That's the high road. But taking the easy road is doing all of those things I just said. Feeding into negativity, speaking bad on someone's name, talking about someone behind their back. And I'm not just talking about within relationships, I'm talking about your workplace. Why are you talking about your boss? If you have a problem with your boss, take it up with your boss. Whoever you have a problem with, take it up with them. Why are you talking about someone behind their back? Why are you stalking someone's social media platforms, or, you know, their conversations or their followers or whatever? You have no control. So if they go and get a new boyfriend or a new girlfriend, or they replace you at your job or whatever, you don't have control over that. You lost your opportunity. Stop going insane trying to keep on and keep on and keep on. And I get all of these signs and things that try to point me into a direction, but I have to realize that those are just signs, those are just things, those are my algorithm seeing other things that I interact with. Your algorithm picks up on every like that you make, everything that you look at for over 60 seconds, everything that you repost, everything that you favorite. You know, your algorithm, everything you share to someone else, your algorithm picks up on those things. So it's gonna keep feeding you the same type of thing. And you're not realizing that these signs that you think that you're getting are really just things that you've narrated for yourself to see. So all these signs that I'm getting about being patient and, you know, God says to never give up on the one that you truly love, and all these other things, like, I have to realize that all those things could be false. None of that stuff could be true. She could never come back. She could never trust me again. She could never have respect for me again. She could just never. And I have to keep living with that. Same with my buddy. Same with my best friend that I'm not friends with anymore. he can never forgive me for the things that I said. He can never want to be my friend again. He can never allow me the access to be in his life or to be close to him or anything like that. And I have to accept that. And I haven't yet. Like, I just texted my buddy like a week. I texted him on Thanksgiving to wish him a happy Thanksgiving. And I also texted her too. I texted her to wish her a happy Thanksgiving. I was blocked. It didn't go through, but I still sent the text message. And then when something big happened in her life, I texted her again. And I had to go through a few hoops, but it went through. And then I got the chance to interact with her, but it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same. Like, she couldn't even look me in my eyes. And it was at that moment that I realized how much pain I really caused that girl. So if she never forgives me, she's valid for that. Because I wasn't a good person to her. I wasn't a good person to my buddy. I wasn't a good person to my mom. I wasn't a good person to anybody. And as much as I was trying to fake it, the people that really mattered, the people that saw me every day, the people that really were able to pick up on my vibe, they saw it. And they weren't having it. They didn't like it. So they removed themselves. How can I be mad at that? How can I be mad at people that I love removing themselves from toxicity? Even if it's me. Even if I'm the toxic one. No one should have to deal with toxicity. No one should have to deal with fake love. No one should have to deal with someone else's anger. No one should have to deal with someone else's problems. Like I said, my ex, I blamed my ex for a lot. And I allowed the anger from that relationship to carry on with me for multiple years after the fact. And I kept lashing it out on any person, anytime that I could get. But where did it get me? I became just like the person that I left. I became consumed with the same emotions that I ran away from. And that I just told you guys earlier that I would never go back to. So why do I expect anybody else to? Just because I see some stupid sign on Facebook or Instagram? Just because I know that she watches my YouTube videos or I know that she looks at my reposts? None of that shit matters. Because what I did, like I told you before, it's unforgivable. And that's the way I feel. I don't know how she feels. I just know how she acts. She acts as if what I did was unforgivable. And I agree. And I didn't mean to ramble on so long to you guys about my personal dealings with insanity. But I feel like people deserve to understand that they're not the only ones. You're not the only one who wants your old girl back or your old life back or your old friends back. But you are the only one who's still thinking about it. You are the only one who's still trying to control things. You're the only one who is dealing with insanity from that situation. And unless you figure out how to, I don't know, because I don't want to tell you guys to do something that I haven't figured out a way to do myself, which is figuring out how to let go of people that I really care about, really genuinely love, and really genuinely would like another chance with. I don't know how to stop fighting for that. I don't know, because it's not necessarily about even me. I just feel like those people deserve to see a better version of me. I feel like they deserve proper love and proper friendship from me. But first, I deserve to give myself those things. And continuing to try to give people who have already made it clear that they're not interested in having a conversation with me, to try to force them into a conversation with me is never gonna get me anywhere. It's never gonna make me achieve my goal. It's never gonna get them to come back. It's never gonna get them to reach out. You know, they could be watching this video right now and it's still not gonna make them text me. It's still not gonna make them forgive everything that I did in the past. And that's something that I'm learning to eat. That's something that I'm learning to deal with. That's something that I'm learning to let go of my control of the situation. You know, I may not be able to let go of my emotions or the way that I feel towards those people or towards the situation, but I have relinquished my control. And sometimes I feel like I haven't, because I still try to reach out. I still send those text messages, but those text messages are really just to let them know that I acknowledge what I did, I know who I was, and I apologize for it. Whether you accept it or not, whether you respond or not, I need you to know that I'm sorry, because you deserve a sincere apology. You know, all 5 people that got involved in those situations, the 4 girls, my 1 best friend, all of them deserve sincere apologies. And even if I can't give it to them to their face, I can put it out online. I can tell people to tell them. I can do something, because eventually that's how I'm gonna be able to figure out how to forgive myself. Even if they don't forgive me, I have to learn how to forgive myself. Because if not, I'm gonna stay in this mindset of insanity. I'm gonna keep allowing that thing, that situation, the outcome of the situation bother me. But yeah, if you feel anything about what I just said, if you relate to any of these things, make sure that you're seeking out therapy and counseling. Make sure that you're being mindful and that you're meditating. And if it really is that bad, you may want to get on medication. Because these mental battles that we have are no joke. They're nothing to play with. But we are the masters of our own mindsets. We have the key to all the locked boxes. You know, we have all the answers that we're looking for. We just have to search within ourselves, and you may have to search deep. You know, you may have to hold your breath for a while it feels like you're suffocating. But you will be able to breathe eventually. You will find that spot that you were looking for. You know, you will find the one piece.
The One Piece! The One Piece is real!
You will find the grand treasure that will make it all make sense, that will all bring you a new dawn, and it'll all be worth it. But right now, in this current moment, that doesn't exist. And you need to be able to deal with that. You need to be able to accept it, and you need to be able to grow out of that. Because people will continue to outgrow you unless you learn how to outgrow your habits. Sorry for such a lengthy message, guys. Like I told you guys, I just get on here and spit. I get off what I need to get off my chest. And I appreciate the people who stay until the end. And that's why sometimes I try to give a little bit of me at the end of the video, whether it's me singing or it's me being goofy or whatever it is, because the people who get it, get it. The people who support me, support me. And the people who love me, love me. And I love them. And I appreciate them. And I appreciate the people who don't as well. I appreciate every single person who comes across my videos, who comes past my page, who shares my videos. I have a couple reoccurring watchers and a few shares on some of my videos. And I have a few out of country watchers. Oh my God. That stuff really keeps me going, guys. That stuff really motivates me. It shows that I'm doing something for somebody. All 600 people may not have taken an impact to what I said, but there are those 18 people who come back and watch my videos, whether it's all 20 of the videos or if it's just 5 of them. They appreciate what I'm putting out, and I appreciate what they're giving. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. You already know the drill. Make sure that you're leaving a like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you got your post noties on. Like I said, before, after, and every time in between. I'm doing this for 90 days. Today's only day 20, so that means there's 70 more days. So you got 70 more chances to check your boy out and to see what I got going on. But yeah, I got some big stuff going on, guys. I've started to realize that I need to become a planner with things. If I want things to go the way that I want in my life, I need to set goals. I need to make a plan, and I need to follow through with that. So that's my plan. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm keep on keeping on, keep on keeping on. But yeah, guys, have a good night. Peace. And lately I've been wondering how it feels from a woman's perspective to lose someone you love because they feeling neglected. Yes, you gave them your all, so you never expected that they find someone to love with a different directive. Your phone been off screaming, do not disturb me. I know I did you wrong, tell me what would the terms be to regain all of the trust that I threw out the window. I still hope that my mistake wasn't stupidly simple.